What is going on, Raiders? So the Dragon here. Welcome, and I hope you guys are doing well. So what have I got for you guys today? Well, we're going to discuss when is it okay to skip a fusion. So Walking Tomb Dreng here is going to be the fusion for this month, so he will be our example when we talk about whether or not we can skip a fusion. Though what I'm going to say today applies to any fusion in the future. So I'm going to give you guys 5 questions to help you decide whether or not you think you should skip a particular fusion. Now, the first question we want to ask is, what does this champion do? Now guys, in this question, we want to keep the answer as simple as possible. Now guys, just because we want to keep the answer simple doesn't mean we're always able to keep it simple. Now, I think depending on the champion that you choose, yes, some champions will be able to simplify their role in this game, whereas other champions, they can fit multiple roles, so those will be a little bit more complicated. And guys, this is the #1 reason behind FOMO, or the fear of missing out. Because you're not really sure what the champion does. You're not really sure of their full extent. So you're scared that you're going to miss out on the next big meta champ, right? Now, a few things really help with this question. Firstly, are the theory crafters. They're really smart people that kind of tell by the kit whether or not champion will be useful. Now, are they always right? No, but those really brainy theory crafters, yeah, they help out a lot. The next helpful thing with this first question is actually testing the champion out. So whether or not someone pulls them early, or we get test server access, whatever, something like that. If you can actually get your hands on a champion early, or somebody does, to test them out, then they can really experience or test out the full extent of that character and their usefulness. But here's the thing, guys, and I don't want to fuel your FOMO, but in reality, we can't always predict the long-term usefulness of a champ, even if we have early test access, or we have those early brainy theory crafters really breaking down a champion's kit, even with all the damage multipliers, all the cooldown reductions, all the books, all that stuff. Even if we have all that information, a lot of times we can't necessarily tell the long-term usefulness of a champ. So it could mean a champ that we really didn't think was that good in the beginning ends up being good later down the line in the game when people actually use that character. Now guys, just to reiterate, what is our first question again? It is, what does this champion do, or what role does this champion have in this game? And we're trying to make it as simple as possible when possible. So using Walking Tomb Dreng here as an example, my summary or analysis in simplest terms for him is going to be, this guy is a PvE damage dealer. Now guys, I know he does more than this, but remember, we're trying to keep things simple. So yes, he does have that HP equalization, so he is a healer, but really what's the main purpose you're using him for? It's for his damage, in particular through his HP burns and instantly exploding him. He's a damage dealer, that's why you're using him. He's not going to be your top tier healer. There are so many better healers than this guy, even epic healers. So it's a little side benefit to get that healing, but the main reason you're using him is for his HP burn. And where's that useful? In PvE. It's not very useful in PvP. So question 2, after you figure out question 1, remember question 1 is, what does this guy do? What's his main role? So question 2 is gonna be, well, how many people can do what he does? How many other champions in this game can fill the role that he fills? So really, what's the main thing that this guy does? In my opinion, he's a damage dealer, right? That's his main role. So how many other champions in this game are damage dealers? And it's quite a lot. So really, with the second question, we're trying to figure out uniqueness. That's the main thing we're trying to figure out. Does this character have any unique abilities, or can he fill a unique role that maybe only a handful of champions can, or maybe only this champ? Now, some of you guys might be saying, well, yes, he's a damage dealer, but he does his damage through HP burn. Now, once again, I don't want you to get over specific with things unless you really have to. But yes, he does do his damage through HP burn. So if you kind of want to run that through your mental index and see how many characters do damage through HP burn, you can do that. And it's still a fair chunk of characters. And you might say, well, he does his damage through HP burn, plus he instantly explodes HP burns. And you can do the same thing. How many champions in this game instantly explode HP burns? But guys, think about it. Don't get too impressed with the exploding HP burn thing. What's the point of instantly exploding HP burns? To do more damage. That's it. That's why I'm saying this guy's a damage dealer. However you do damage, he's a damage dealer. So once again, yes, he explodes HP burns with his A1. That's super awesome, right? Yeah, but what's his role? What is he feeling? He's just doing a little bit faster damage than those HP burns ticking naturally by themselves. I mean, guys, think about it. There is no enemy or boss in this game that requires exploding HP burns to kill them. There is none. Sorath doesn't count. All he requires is HP burns. He doesn't require that they're instantly exploded. So what does that instant explosion do? It just does a little bit more damage. So yeah, this guy's a damage dealer at his core. So back to our core, second question, how many other champs can do that? The thing that this guy can do, which is be a damage dealer. A lot of other champs, right? Especially those enemy max HP champions. Oh my goodness. they can do a ton of damage. Now you guys might say, okay, let's be more specific. How many people can do HP burn damage? A lot of other champions. A lot, even irresistible HP burn. Now you might further ask, well, how many people can do those exploding HP burns instantly? And like I mentioned before, no boss or no enemy requires that. All that does is speed up the damage a little bit. So at best, a lot of other champions can fill this guy's role as either just a damage dealer or as an HP burn damage dealer. So overall, how unique is this character's role and how replaceable is it? I would say it's not very unique. You can find a ton of damage dealers around and his role can be replaced by a ton of other people. Now when we get to a specific kit, yes, it's kind of unique, certain aspects of it, especially combination of certain things. Like we haven't seen HP equalization a ton, right? We've seen it a little bit. It's kind of cool to see that with the HP burner that doesn't require any accuracy, that instantly explodes, blah, 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 right? With this passive too. There's all sorts of things unique insofar as his kit is concerned, but what his kit actually amounts to or what it actually does in the game is it mostly does damage, and a ton of other champs can do that. All right guys, on to question number 3, and that is, what do I need this champ to do for me? Not what I want this champ to do for me, what do I need this champ to do for me? Basically, is there any significant area that you're lacking in this game, and can this guy help you fill that role? Now I'm going to give you some questions to help you figure out what you need from your next fusion champion. So the first question is going to be, as far as your artifact dungeons, can you farm them at stage 20 through 25 at reasonable speeds? So for example, if you're farming Ice Golem, Fire Knight, and Dragon at stage 20, but for some reason for Spider's Den you're only farming it at stage 10, then yes, there is the gap that you need to fill, somebody to help you out with the Spider's Den. So guys, what do I mean by reasonable times? Well, that question is completely up to you. It's basically whatever you're satisfied with. Next up guys, the question, can you farm 12-3 Brutal fast? Now this is really essential for leveling up your characters in a timely manner. Another really important question as far as rewards would be, can you consistently farm Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare clan boss? That is, you're getting those top chests every day. Next up guys, the question, do you have a good arena team, and is it good enough to help you farm those gold medals to max out your great haul? And lastly guys, a few questions that really applies to beginner players, but do you have champions or teams that can help you farm the highest levels of the Minotaur and those potion keeps? Now guys, just follow me for a second. Let's say you tell me, you know what, I can already farm, let's say stage 23s of all the artifact dungeons, okay? And let's say you say, you know what, I can already do 2 key Ultra Nightmare and 1 key Nightmare. All right, and let's say, you know what, I already got a fast, brutal 12-3 farmer, campaign farmer, like 5-second farmer source. Okay, fine. And let's say, yeah, Minotaur, potion keeps, no problem. Plus my arena team is really good for gold 5. I get as many gold bars as I want. The thing is, if you're telling me all this, basically what you're telling me is you don't need anybody else. Now remember guys, for this question we're talking about need, not want. We're gonna get to want in the next question. So let's stick with who you need for this question. So guys, just to summarize, question 1 is, what does this champion do? Can I simplify what he actually does? Number 2 is what this champion does unique? That is, can a lot of other characters do it, or can only this character do it? And number 3, can this champion actually fill a role I need in my account? All right guys, moving on to question number 4, and that is, what do I want this character to do for me in my account? Not what do I need him to do, what do I want him to do? So for example, let's say you can do Spider 25 in a minute. Now I think most people would consider that pretty good and the time pretty reasonable, but let's say you want to do Spider 25 in, let's say, 15 seconds. You see, you're going above and beyond what's reasonable to a very niche or specific desire. Another example is Arena. Let's say you can do gold 5, so you can farm those gold bars easily and you can fill out your great haul in a pretty reasonable amount of time because you're able to farm gold 5. But let's say you want to get into plat. See, those are two very different things. And our last example would be the clan boss. Let's say you have a good 2 or 3 key Ultra Nightmare, but you want to 1 key Ultra Nightmare. You see, that's going above and beyond because we get a certain amount of keys every day. 1 key is not required, it's not necessary. But yet some people want to do it. So yes, it is above and beyond what's reasonable given the keys that we get every day. So what you're asking a question for is, does this champion help me with the goals I have for my account that go above and beyond the basics? Now remember guys, questions 1 and 2 both help us figure out question 4, because not only do we want this champion to be able to help us with what we want, that is above and beyond those basics, but how many other champions can do that? If it's something pretty common that a lot of champions can do, even though this particular champ might help us to get to that level that we want, it might be okay to skip this one because of how many champions can help us feel that specific role that we need. Now, lastly, guys, got question 5, and this is mostly for free-to-play players or low spenders, but it is the question: is it worth it to fuse this champion if it means missing out on the next fusion champion because I'm so low on resources? Now, of course, whales, yeah, they're gonna buy whatever resources they need, but if you're a free-to-play player or low spender, this is an important question because remember, we never know until they're actually released how hard a particular fusion will be, whether or not it's a traditional fusion or a fragment summon. We don't know, and it seems like over time, yes, they are getting harder and harder. And we don't know who the next fusion champion is going to be. Is it going to be the next meta champion? Is it worth fusing this champion to miss out on that next meta champion? Like I said, if you're free to play, it's something to think about. You really want to be picky with who you choose to fuse. All right, guys, let's go through all the questions with my account using Walking Tomb Dreng here as an example. So first question is, what does this guy do? And in my opinion, he's basically a damage dealer. That's it. If you want to be more specific, sure, HP burn damage dealer. But basically, he's a damage dealer. That's why you're going to put him on your team, to do damage. In particular, for PvE content where really HP burn is useful. It's not too useful in PvP content. So number one, he's a damage dealer. Number two, how many people can do what he does? Well, he's a damage dealer. How many people in this game can do damage? A lot of champions. Even if you want to get specific HP burn based damage, a lot of champions can do it. Now, if you want to get more specific than that, there's really no need because there is no boss in this game that requires instant detonation of HP burn. It's just not required. All it does is do more damage. And like I said, this guy is just a damage dealer. So a lot of other people can fill this guy's role on your account or my account, but specifically, yeah, I got a ton of damage dealers, okay? So number three is gonna be, what can this champion do for me? He's gonna be another damage dealer. But like I mentioned, I don't need another damage dealer. I have a ton of different damage dealers, all sorts of affinities. My account is stacked. I don't need another damage dealer. So number four, what do I want this champion to do for me? Now, there's really nothing specific that is above and beyond the basics of endgame that I really want this champion for. Now, it's not gonna make me do my spider runs faster. It's not like I really care about fast spider runs anyway. And remember, number four is really your personal preference, above and beyond, right? As far as Hydra, yeah, it'd be nice to have faster clear times for the Hydra, but I don't think this guy's gonna really help me significantly clear the Hydra any faster than I'm already doing now. You know, with my husks, royal guards, geos, that sort of thing, right? Now, as far as, let's say, Frostbite, something really specific, yeah, it's nice to have that irresistible HP burn, but I already have champs that can do that. I already have Ignatius, I already have Elinaro, and that's not required. It's not even required that you have an irresistible HP burn champ. It's just nice to have, and I already have a few. So there's nothing specific that I want this champ for to kind of push me up to the next level in. And number five doesn't really apply to me since I'm a content creator, and most of us will pay for resources if we really need it in a pinch. So I'm not scared that if I fuse this guy, I might not be able to fuse the next guy. If I really want somebody, especially for the content for you guys, yeah, I'm gonna buy the resources to get to fuse that guy. So taking into account my answers for all 5 questions, it would seem like this guy is an easy skip for me. And it would be given the level of my account. Now, because I'm a content creator, of course I'm gonna go for him. That's what we do, right? But still, given my account, if I wasn't a content creator, this guy would be an easy skip for me. All right, guys, so hopefully this can help you figure out whether or not you wanna skip a fusion, and maybe, hopefully, it can help you with a little bit of that FOMO. Make sure to let me know in the comments what you think about this and how you go about figuring out whether or not you're gonna fuse a champion. Thanks for watching, and if you guys haven't yet, like, subscribe, and share. Turn on all notifications. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.